See, okay. Hey, everybody, it's Jeffrey again, and I'm back with another live video here. Uh, Last time I was here, I was working on this coloring book of Lego, and I was talking about how the pencils thing. So my wife got me these different ones to try, but I was also talking about how I didn't have any new Lego sets. My birthday is coming up February 8th, and my wife and I were at Target this morning, and we saw a couple of sets that I was looking forward to the past couple of weeks that were coming out January 1st. So the first one is this Spider Man 1, Spider Man 3, you got Doc Ock. Excuse me, you got, not Doc Ock, you got Venom, and you've got Sandman, you got Spider Man, and it's like they're fighting and with those, the building there and all that, the construction building or whatever it was in Spider Man 3. So, it'd be kind of cool if you had a taxi cab to put in there, with Mary Jane too. And then the other set I got was this Avengers set, which is from what was the second Avengers movie where Hulk and the Hulkbuster robot are fighting the Age of Ultron movie. So I saw this. Now this Spider-Man one was the last one they had on the shelf, and this one they might have had two or three of them. And I was just drooling over them. My wife said, "Why don't you grab those, and it'll be an early birthday gift." So I might start working on one of these this weekend. Because today is already Friday, January 15th. Another good thing about today is that Animal Crossing, even though it came out yesterday, the update, they had an update. It was supposed to be today, but they released it yesterday because I guess in Denmark or no, not New Zealand. New Zealand had theirs released a day early, so they just said, "The heck with it, let's just put it out for everybody." And here's a stupid ad, as usual, that I gotta close because they can't leave me alone. That's all these companies want. We want your money, we want your money, we want your money, and we want it now. And we won't stop until we drive you insane. So I'm gonna try these colored pencils first. Let's see. Let's see. Let's just dump them out. Just dump them out. We don't care about that. Dump them out. And they're already sharpened. The other pencils were too short. I could barely hold them. They were tiny. He's tiny. But my coloring in this one, the coloring doesn't look that good, honestly, in my opinion, because the pencils were garbage. They were just garbage. So what I'm going to try and do is use these pencils and see if it's the paper in the book or if it's the pencil. Let's see. Let's see here. Get closer. Might very well be the paper in the book. So that's yellow there. Let me color her up here. There's a woman driving the fire truck. Why ain't she home in the kitchen? Ha 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 ha. This might very well be, after all that complaining, it very well might be a bit of the paper and on those Crayola ones, because this is working a lot better. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave that like that, and I'm going to open these ones in Crazy Art. They look like they're trying to be Crayola, but trying to get in here, you might as well cut your wrist. Alright, we're just gonna rip this open then. It's gonna be stupid. Alright, I need it. Alright, you get out of here. Alright, you know what? There, we're done. We're done with both of these. I'll put them in a cup or something. All right, we need yellow, and this is yellow right here. Right, this is your regular yellow colored pencil. Okay, let's see. It's a twist of the thing. Oh, I see. You just twist it. Okay, let's try this here. These ones are pretty good also. Yeah, these ones are pretty good. I like this. Not too bad. It's funny, I complained about not having any Lego to buy. And then my wife buys me two. I still haven't gotten that order from AliExpress yet. I got it's four figs. One's the lizard from the Amazing Spider-Man 2 with Andrew Garfield. One is A-Bomb. One is a Hulk from Avengers Age of Ultron. And then one is the Juggernaut. And they're those bigger ones that I had trouble doing that I talked about. And they look cool. And they've even got newer ones other than those with Zombie Hulk and no, excuse me. I got that backwards. Those are the new ones I just listed. The ones I have coming is the Lizard, yeah. Uh, Zombie Hulk, Zombie Abomination, and the Rhino. That's the ones I have coming in. I'm sorry, I've been waiting so long that I kind of lost track on which one I ordered. So, just waiting. Nothing yet. You know. So I don't know. I mean, if they don't get their act together, if AliExpress don't get their act together, I might just never order from them again. I'd hate to do that. But at this point, it's like, why even bother ordering from them if they're not going to have it delivered? It's sad because about a month or so ago, I was praising how good they were about getting stuff out in a timely manner. And the only thing I can come up with is, yeah, this paper really stinks, don't it? Wow. The only thing I can come up with is Christmas. Did it make everything, you know, late? I think they're using too glossy of a paper for this coloring book. I honestly do. That's what I think. Because it can't be all these pencils, the ones my wife had, and then these two different sets. It can't be that. I don't know. So right now it is what? 9:27 at night. And I wasn't really tired yet. I slept a little bit last night, but 2 nights ago when I did a live stream like this, I talked about my sleeping and how terrible it was and I couldn't get rest. And so I'm trying to get rest, but it's not easy. I just don't want to sleep. My body just doesn't want to rest. I don't know why. You know, I get racing thoughts sometimes, but these pencils are a little easier to handle since they're, adult size. They're not little tata kid size. So you can actually color with them, but it takes a long time to color something because this paper stinks. I think a lot of it is the paper on these because I'm coloring 100 times just to get a little of the color to get on there. It's like the paper is too glossy and it's fighting what I'm doing. It's really pathetic. I mean, this paper sucks. Why would you use glossy paper? Don't you want regular paper that'll absorb the pen and all that? This sucks. This one different than that? Is this actually red? Let's try it here where I can. Yeah, I'm having trouble here. I got all this junk in the way. Get out of my life. There, I need room for my arms here. No, that's right. I can use that. Right there. So, yeah, Animal Crossing has been fun. My wife and I have been playing that for the past few days in anticipation of the update that came out, well, today and yesterday and whatnot. I'm sure a lot of people that I know are probably playing it. It's fun. And Animal Crossing New Horizon, right? The newest one is what I mean. Not just the one for the not the one for the GameCube or the Wii. Although we have those also. I got the one for the Wii when it first came out, and then we got the Wii, the GameCube was the first one. Then the Wii was the second one. Of course, they've had a couple of 3DS ones, and we have those. I had all those before I met Debbie. I passed her the collection. I said, "Here, but I still play them with her. But I gave those to her so she could have them and enjoy them. She likes Animal Crossing and she likes Zelda, and she's got a very eclectic taste when it comes to games. She likes a lot of those crafting games, where you gotta collect all this stuff and you gotta make recipes and you gotta do that, and you gotta do this, and she likes all that stuff. Me, I've never been one for crafting, but Animal Crossing is not too bad because it's not all about that. It's not all about crafting. A lot of it is, but a lot of it ain't. What was I looking at? Yes. So I don't know. I guess these pencils are okay, but it's the paper. I don't understand it. Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to. I might work on the Spider-Man one first and save the Hulk for another day. I don't know how long I'll be in here because we're probably going to want to play a lot of Animal Crossing this weekend. Now not tomorrow, Saturday, we're going to see her mom at the nursing home, so we're going to go down there and see how she's doing. She hasn't been the greatest lately. She just turned 80, so her health could be better, but we're keeping her in prayer and hoping everything's going to be okay. She's a good woman. I love my mother-in-law. I call her mom, but she's my mother-in-law. I think it's okay for, you know, son-in-laws to call their mother-in-law mom or their father-in-law dad. She doesn't mind. She's told me I could do it, so I wouldn't do it without her permission. I wouldn't do that. And like I always say when I do these, I don't expect anyone to jump in because I'm just doing it willy nilly without letting anybody know that I'm doing it. Yeah, I got a coloring book so I could have something to talk about when I'm doing a live stream, and now I got two new sets. But I like to do a video of those and not just use them for live streaming. I like to actually do a video where I can have fun and speed it up and show the whole thing as it's being built, or at least sections of it being built, right? I mean, that would take a long time to do a live thing where you're sitting there forever. Just did my dishes, so I wouldn't have to deal with that tomorrow because my friend Brian's coming over to see me. I look forward to seeing my friend. I call him Spice. My friend Spice. It's his nickname I gave him like 30 years ago. He's been Spice to me for like 30 years. So I even have my pastor calling him Spice. It's funny to hear him say it. Yeah, so how's Spice doing? Yeah. It's weird. And Brian has been, Brian Spice has been one of my oldest dear friends for a long, long time. You know, there was a period of time we didn't really talk. You know, we had some misunderstandings and stuff, but I'm glad we were able to work through it. That's not always possible, you know. Sometimes friends fall apart. It's just how life is, you know, things happen. Nothing personal, it's just the way things can be. But it happens to all of us, I suppose. It happened to me. I had a lot of people I knew that I worked with, you know, that I don't see them no more. I haven't seen them in decades. You know, we were close while I worked with them, but those are more work associates than friends. You know, when you're like, oh, my friends at work, it's usually just you have shared trauma. You know, you work in the same field, you're stuck working with these people, so you become, you know, familiar with them, and it's like proximity. You become friends with somebody because of proximity. You see them all the time, so you get friendly with them, but they're not actual people that you would spend a lot of time talking to because they're either annoying or whatnot. You know, we've all had that. You know, that annoying little brother type character that follows you around and you can't tell them anything. You know, we've all had like our friends like a little brother that wants to be with them all the time, and I get it. Oh, that thing just broke off. Oh man, that's the one. Oh yeah, these pencils are. I don't know if there are any good ones ever anymore. It's like everything I get sucks. That's that. I don't even. I think this is the one that broke. Is the one I was using. Okay, so this is what complete garbage. Is that what it is? Everything is garbage now. Maybe somebody dropped them. That's why the ones with the wood are better. That's that's the wrong red. No, mon dieu. I have no idea. I've got to find the one that I was working with. It'd be one with the pencil sticking out, but it was only those two red ones I was using that did that. But it's not neither of them. My Lord in heaven. All right, find a red one. Find a red one that looks good and use that. How about this? Is this red? No. There it is. The last one, right? Yeah, so if anybody plays Animal Crossing New Horizon, let me know. Let me know what you think of it. They got some new things in there. It's an update, so there's new stuff. There's new stuff in it, stuff to unlock and new things to try. I don't want to tell everybody everything. There's enough spoilers out there that people are doing. I don't like people spoiling stuff for me. At least when people do videos, they should say, hey, spoiler, give me time. Don't just start talking about, oh, sorry, I didn't know you didn't want to know. Because people get excited and they want to be the one to tell. I'm important. Listen to me. It's like, dude, you're not that important. And we want to learn for ourselves. It's like if you're watching a movie and you have some loudmouth sitting next to you telling you how the movie ends. It's like, why am I watching this? If you're just going to tell me everything, I can just sit here and listen to you. Because that's what they want. They want your undivided attention. It's like, can I watch the movie for myself? So I can't tolerate that. It's like, I just want to see the movie for me, not for somebody to sit there and say, I can tell you all about it. Well, then I don't need to see the movie. I can just sit here and you can tell me everything. I can't enjoy the movie for myself because I got to listen to your big mouth. And that happens. That's happened to me before. I've known people that they're very hyper and they can't keep the information to themselves. They need to be the one to reveal it. It makes them feel important. They want to spoil it for everybody. And that's why a lot of times when I want to see a movie, I will stay off YouTube or Facebook or anything where somebody's going to open their big yap and spoil it. Remember this time when Spider-Man, the first movie with Tobey Maguire, the first one, this was in 2002. So if you haven't seen it by now, well, you've had 24 years to see it. So I'm going to say about it. I'm waiting in line to see it. And this kid that used to come to the comic store that I worked at, he comes by me and he says, "Oh, Jeff, you're going to love this movie. There's this part where this happens." And everybody in the line stops in their tracks and stares at him and then looks at me like it's my fault. Because this kid that knew me from the comic store was all excited and he had to like start spoiling plot parts. And everybody was mad. He just opened him. I said, okay, all right, never mind. But it makes me embarrassed because it's like they look at me like, well, he's your friend. You shut him up. Instead of yelling at the kid, no, yell at me. It's not my kid. I didn't raise him. You know what I mean? I know him as a customer. He's not my child. I'm not saying he has the right to spoil it for people, but that's what I'm talking about. People that just like to spoil stuff for everyone else. It's like, keep your mouth shut. You got to see it on your own, right? You didn't have some blabbermouth sitting there telling you what to do, what to watch. Oh, watch this part here. Oh, really? I was going to turn my head. I wasn't going to look. Don't close your eyes now. Oh, okay. I was going to leave, actually. So he embarrassed me. He didn't even realize it. That's the thing, because he's a young kid. He didn't realize what he was doing. But some adults do realize what they're doing. You know, it's a hard thing. It's like comic books, too. If a new comic book came out, I wouldn't talk to anybody about it. And the good thing was, most of my friends never got into comic books, so it wasn't ever an issue. Like, all right, Spice, don't tell me what's going on in this new issue of Hulk. I didn't have to worry about my friends. They didn't get into that stuff. You know, yeah, these pencils, the wooden ones, are a lot better. Now that I'm getting down to inside the pencil, if you know what I mean, getting the top coating of the pencil off, it's actually a lot better. I think these wooden ones are better than the ones you twist, because ones you twist, if it gets cracked, then all the pencil part comes out like that part you just saw a minute ago. Because I'm actually being able to color. They say coloring can be kind of therapeutic. Some people actually do. They do that in nursing homes, in health facilities and stuff like that. They do that, you know. Gets you thinking, keeps you calm. I'm not the greatest colorer in the world, but when you have the paper that's waxy kind of, but again, these pencils are doing much better. And I haven't colored in years, so I haven't drawn in years. I haven't done any art projects in a long time. I mean, in high school, I used to draw all the time, and I kept journal books of my artwork and stuff. Well, years ago, I burned them. I'm like, I don't want this crap anymore, and I burned them all in my fire pit out back. I didn't need them anymore. It's like, I don't need this crap. This ain't bad. See, like the front of the fire truck. Ba-dong. That's not bad. Let's see, leave that one there. Now, do we have like a gray? What do we got here for? This might work. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. Had a church business meeting Sunday. Well, today's Wednesday, right? But no, today's Thursday, excuse me. So a few days ago on Sunday, we had a church business meeting. First, we had church, and then there was a little lunch. They had a luncheon where the ladies in church and some of the gentlemen they brought food and spaghetti and meatballs and all sorts of stuff. So I ate a little because I'm on a diet. I don't eat much pasta. I don't really eat that stuff at all anymore. And so we were there. Church got over at noon or about 12:30 ish maybe. I didn't get home till like a little around 2 o'clock. I mean, the meeting was like almost 2 hours or an hour and a half, excuse me. My pastor doesn't care for business meetings. He never has because he's had trouble at them before, because people get hot headed. Me, I just, I vote for the things I believe in, and that's it. It's never usually a big deal. It's usually like, oh, we got to do work on the roof for the church, or we got to install new doorknobs, or for the fire door, we have to get a new switch for the fire door, or handle, or whatever. Put some numbers in the windows so the fire department know what room is what, and all these things. There's a guy in my church. He wants to see about getting a group of men that are willing to protect, like a emergency detail or something, because there's been a lot of church shootings lately in other areas. I don't know, you know. I know we had a shooting here a few years back. I'm in Lewiston, Maine, so there was like Schmenges. If anyone's read about that place, the guy went in there and shot a bunch of people. The same guy also went from there. Well, before there, he went to what was it called? Spare Time Recreation. And then he came towards Schmenges, and Schmenges is not far from my house. That's the thing. And that was on a Wednesday evening because I remember we were at Bible study at church, and all these vehicles, emergency vehicles, were blaring by our church, with their engines running and their lights on loud. We're like, what is happening out there? So, but we got home and we took like the turnpike to come home, and as soon as we were getting off the turnpike, they were closing the road behind us. We just made it out. We would have been stuck there. We're lucky we left church when we did. We would have been stuck sitting there for a while. Whoops. Okay, that one's good. Put that there. What is this? Is this another kind of gray? I don't want all that gray. What could I put there instead? I could put this green. I guess that'll be alright. Yeah, so we went to see my aunt today. My aunt Muriel. Went to see how she's doing. She's doing all right. She's a nice lady. She's a nice lady. I love her. We go to see her a couple times a month, usually every other week. We'll swing by, on a Thursday or maybe a Saturday, or we go on a Thursdays to see her because my wife has Thursday off. So it just makes sense for us to, hey, we're going to be out doing errands. We can just swing in, that kind of thing. So that's not a big deal. Trying to find, is this black here? No, that's brown. That's purple. Is this black? Kind of a shade of black. Let's see. Let's trade on a tire tread. Yeah, kind of like that. I remember when I was in third grade maybe, my teacher said that I didn't color in the right direction, that I would change patterns, and it's true, I do. I'm doing it here. She sent a note to my mother saying that I need to learn how to color in one direction when I'm doing artwork. I remember reading it. I come to grow up and I could draw 10 times better than she could. Yeah, I find that funny. Probably not much more anymore because I haven't really spent time coloring that much or artwork or drawing or anything. Yeah, I just haven't had need to. When I was running my clown club through my church, my old church, I was always drawing stuff, making stuff for skits and magic tricks and artwork and painting stuff and all that. I was always doing some form of art. So I was good at art. I remember in high school, I was very good at art. I even considered trying to get into the field of art, but I just found it tedious, drawing stuff you don't like. I mean, who wants to draw a bunch of junk you don't like? I guess that must be how the artists feel, like Marvel and DC and all that. They're drawing some character they couldn't care for. I could never get into drawing something I don't like because drawing can sometimes seem to be a chore. If you gotta put out so much stuff in a certain amount of time. It's work. It's not fun. You're doing it for work. So if you're gonna draw, I like to draw for fun. I don't want it to be structured and you got a deadline. You got to get all this drawn by tomorrow. It's like there's no fun in that. It's just work. I like drawing to be fun and free, not rigid and regulated and all that business. That's boring. But I don't think I have the talent to be like these real artists that like Marvel or DC or anything. I mean, there's so many people that want to do that sort of thing. They want to be the next John Byrne or you know, Jim Lee or whoever, or Todd McFarlane. Who pick your favorite writer or artist? I mean, something like that. I made a bunch of mistakes here, but I'm also fighting how crappy the paper is, and Yes, Jeff, a bad carpenter blames his tools. I know. I know. I know. I get it. I get it. Go away. I need to get myself a cup to put all these in. I know they have Lego cups. I have a Lego cup I could actually use for that now that I think about it. I'm gonna have to think about grabbing it, putting it on this table. It's a Lego cup. That'd be a good idea. But I can't see myself sitting here coloring all the time. But maybe doing a video like this once in a while. Yeah, nobody's joined in. I don't see any other participants up here. I keep looking at it. Oh, excuse me. I didn't eat much today. Well, until tonight, I had 2 bowls of chili. I did. I shouldn't have. I'm a bad boy, but I did. But my wife don't put as much beans in it like she used to because she knows the carbs are too much for me. So she puts more hamburger and sausage in there, and I like the mix of that. Well, she puts it in. I cook up the meat. She throws it. She gives it to me to put in the pan. I cook it, and she does all the stuff for the tomatoes and the corn. She takes care of all that stuff in her crock pot, and I just throw the hamburger and sausage in when I'm done. So we both kind of work together to get it done. Could be better. Could be a lot better. Looks different, but I know this is the one I was using. Sometimes when you look at them, they don't look quite right, but once you get it on paper and it's spread out a little bit, you can see what you were doing. It's like, yeah, this is the right one. Didn't look it, but it is. Yeah, so I've been making a bunch of videos for my Jeffrey and Debbie's Lego channel. Excuse me, I'm confused. Jeffrey and Debbie's video game channel. And of course, the regular channel I do is Lego Jeffo. That's my moniker that I've chosen to do that. So Saturday we're gonna go to Portland and see your mom. So I don't know how long we'll be there. Probably a good hour or so, maybe two. We don't usually time it or anything. A lot of times she gets very exhausted quickly, so we can't stay as long as we would want to because she's just very tired and she's ready to, take a nap or something. I mean, the woman is 80. I mean, come on. Yeah. If I live to be 80, I'll probably be the same way, I would assume. So I don't know when, changing subjects, I don't know when the new Lego Batman game is going to come out. I thought it was like March. It's probably May. I thought it was with an M. It's probably May. That sucks. I'm debating whether I should buy it or just wait for it to drop in price. The last couple of games I bought, they have like a little bonus, if you can call it a bonus, where you get a bonus figure, a minifig, and I love the minifigs. So that's why I would want to get it early, because I like the minifigs they have. I love the minifigs. That's what got me into it, honestly, were the minifigs, and then I just started liking the builds, and it's all together. You can't really do one without the other. I mean, some people don't like the minifigs, and vice versa, but I love the minifigs. I mean, a lot of people, if they sell a collection, it's like, well, here's this, but there's no minifigs. They all say the same thing. You look on, it's like, oh, mix of bricks. You know, I'm selling all these bricks. No minifigs though. You know, the minifigs, in my opinion, are the best part. That's where all the characters are. You know, it's not just a brick. You know, it's, oh, it's this character from this movie or whatnot. It's like people will take the minifigs and sell them separate because they know that they can get a lot of money for them. You know, it's not like in the old days where it's like, oh, go to Goodwill and spend $5 and get a huge bag. You know, it's not like that no more. It's all about the money and the collectability and stuff. It's not like in the old days where it was fun. You know, where you could buy something and enjoy it. It wasn't, oh, how much money can I make? People would donate to Goodwill to donate and to be a good person, not to, oh, got all this money. You know, yeah, I've gotten some good stuff from Goodwill, but their prices at Goodwill are not good. They used to be good prices, right? But now it's like not Goodwill prices, you know. It's called Goodwill, but the prices are not exactly good. I've read a bunch of stuff on about Goodwill where a lot of the money goes to the CEOs and the people that run the organization. And yeah, my wife had today off and she's got to work tomorrow. My friend Spice will come over around 12:30 in the afternoon to hang out. He has to drop his daughter off for an appointment, and so he'll tend to come over here to visit and hang out with me. It's good that friends come over. I don't have a lot of friends. I got two close friends, my friend Dave and my friend Spice. That's about it. I don't have many friends. I've never had a lot of friends. I mean, a lot of the friends I had were either because I worked with them and we became friends for a while and then it just fell apart or whatnot. I mean, it's never meant to be personal. Just that's how things are. You never wanted to hurt anybody. I think this yellow, is it this yellow I was using? Put that over there. I think this yellow could work for this part here. Wait, yeah, we'll do it for both those. Oh boy, been playing a lot of video games. Really enjoying the new stuff for Animal Crossing. See, I had Animal Crossing New Horizons before. The one I have now is like literally my second copy. Because the first Wii unit I had, I accidentally broke it. They have a very small thing. You plug your power into it and pulling it out and in and out and in and out. It just, I guess it broke it because it wouldn't charge and it needed all this work. And I was told it'd be cheaper to buy another one than to fix this. And I had the original one, the first version. I'm not talking about the Switch 2. I'm talking about just the as in production of the Switch 1, right? The first one. My wife ended up getting the OLED and all this other stuff. So she's got an OLED Switch 1, and then she's got a Switch 2, and the one I have is another one she had that she bought because she wanted to upgrade to the OLED, and so she gave me that one, and so we each have a Switch. She's got the Switch and the Switch 1, a Switch 2 and the Switch 1. I get just the Switch 2. So I told her to hold on to the original one that she's got. So if one of them breaks, we'll have a backup, It's just the way it worked out. It was kind of dumb. They're expensive, these units. They're so expensive. Does anything have to really be that expensive? I mean, I don't know. It just seems odd to me. Very odd. I don't know why things are so expensive in all these times, in this day and age. Very expensive. I was watching some videos that people have done on YouTube. You got a lot of these influencers talking about how people can't even afford insurance anymore. They can't afford to get sick. It's like, pray you don't get sick. We got to buy groceries. Please don't get sick. It's like, I'm lucky we've got good insurance, but not everybody has that luck. Not everybody has good insurance. It's hard when you don't have good insurance. It's almost like you gotta force the color on. You gotta really bear down. I imagine the picture underneath that you got a color underneath. Well, yeah, a little weird. I don't know, maybe. My mother sometimes would take markers into it and it would bleed through to the picture on the bottom. So it's like every other page you could color, then the one under the page you're working on would be ruined, because you'd get bleed through because it was a wet marker. But this, you just get pressure points of pushing hard on the paper. I've gone over these parts here a bunch of times and the color doesn't want to stick. It's like you got to keep doing it over and over and over and over. Oh, we got somebody on here. Way past cool. Let's see if he made a comment. Remember your stupid noises videos? Lewiston, yes, I remember. I ran a channel called Chunky Jeffrey, and that's one of my first channels I did years ago. And I do a lot of crass, vulgar humor with farts and poops and toilet flushes and stuff. And I laughed my head off. I thought it was hilarious. My wife, not so much. She thought it was vulgar and crass, and she said, it's the same joke over and over again. She said you need to try something different. So I started working on my video game channel, and I started doing a Lego channel, and I have a Bible channel. Yes, believe it or not, that I do. But yeah, the stupid noises videos. If you're still there, way past cool. The last one, number 13. I the one where I went to different places and did the stupid noises. It's either 12 or 13. I don't know. Maybe 12, but I don't have it. I lost it. I don't have a copy of it. So if you have a copy, and just reach out to me and let me know if you'd like to send it to me or if you can post it somewhere where I can download it. I'd like to see it again. In that video, I went to different, like out front of a mural here and a mural there, and it's honestly pretty funny. I would show clips to my friends, and they all had the same confused reaction but laughed. Yep. Yeah, I had fun doing those videos, I gotta admit. I had a lot of fun doing them. You know, I was told, somebody told me, because I started doing those videos before the internet got to be all politically correct the way it is now, where all these agendas are flying around. If you think hard, you'll know what I mean. And they told me this is the humor you do in your videos, you'd be canceled ages ago. Like if I tried to do a Chunky Jeffrey channel with the jokes and the political jokes that I did and all sorts of stuff, they would have canceled me a long time ago. And I hate that term cancel, but that's what they call it, you know. It's like, should I call that red? Yeah, well, I would have been canceled ages ago, I was told, because I could be pretty crass back then. But the fart jokes and stuff, I thought those were funny. I'm sorry. I love my wife and I get what she's saying, but I got potty humor. You know, I find farts and stuff like that funny. I know they're crass and gross, and I get it, but I thought it was funny. I don't know what to say. But some of my videos have fallen by the wayside. I've tried to save them all, you know, for nostalgia, but some of them I must have uploaded them without thinking, and then when I downloaded erased the original, I thought I had backed it up, and apparently I didn't. So like, I don't have all the stupid noise videos. That one I want there, I can't. I don't have a copy. I've looked through my hard drives, and I don't have it. It's too bad. I thought it was one of my better ones, you know, being stupid, and it's just a stupid video, I know, but would like to see it. So if you have a copy, or you know where to find my own video that I can't find, let me know. I don't know if somebody else has posted. I know somebody posted some of my videos before. They had taken them and put them on their own channel, which is fine by me. I don't care, but I'd like to know the channel so I can maybe go there and download them. So if you know, thoughts on 67. Thoughts on 67. What's 67? Am I lost? Am I missing something? I don't know. 67. Not sure what that is. Thoughts on 67. Is that something I'm missing that I don't know about? See, here I go coloring in the wrong direction. My teacher would be all upset. Third grade teacher. I think it was the third grade teacher. It was a huge meme of 2025 with young people. It's like the new 69. Uh, okay. Um, well, I get the number 69. I understand that, what people are trying to say, but I don't know what the 67 is supposed to represent. I guess it's some sexual thing or whatnot, but I don't know. I don't have much thoughts about sexuality and all that stuff because I'm a married old fart now, and I love my wife very much, and I don't really look around for people and stuff like that. I'm gonna be 57 next month. And that's one of the reasons my humor and some of the stuff I used to do has changed. You know, because when I started doing YouTube, my original channels, I started doing that in like 2011, 2010, 2011. It just means nothing. Oh. I started doing YouTube in 2011, maybe even 2010. I was still married to my first wife back then, my ex-wife. I was married to her. Her name is Becky. Debbie is my wife now, and Becky was my wife then. It's coming along. It don't look the greatest. He's coloring a book here. Let's change the angle of this here so I can see better. Yeah, so I just changed I mean, I try not to swear in my videos. I didn't drop the F bomb or something. I'd say lighter swear words, if you could call it that, you know, ones that really weren't that bad, although biblically they're not nice, right? But I tried using words that weren't so bad, you know. But I guess they were all bad. I was monetized on YouTube for a short period for like 2 months. I got a check for 2 different months in a row, and that's not why I was doing it. I wasn't doing it just to get money. It was just for fun. That's what I do it for now. I don't have nearly enough subscribers to get money. Seems like a lot of influencers. They just want money. Not me so much. I just wanted to get a few laughs and make somebody laugh and have fun with it. That's all I was doing. I didn't care about money, but they said I could be monetized, so I did. But it's like as soon as I got on there to be monetized, they changed the rules. They moved the goalpost, and then it became harder to be monetized. But I made 2 different checks, so I was doing the videos for free anyways. So it's like, yeah, I'll take a few bucks. Thank you. But it's like, again, they've moved the goalpost on that. They changed the rules so often that nobody can, unless you have a big channel, that you really aren't going to be able to keep up with that and do all that. But well, how have you been doing? Way past cool. You were doing all right. If you're still there, you doing okay? Do you have a good Christmas? I hope so. I hope you got something fun to have. Yeah, the old Chunky Jeffrey channel. I used to have like 1,000 subscribers on there. At one point, I had 1,200 videos and 1,000 subscribers. My new videos, I mean, this channel here, I don't know, it's got like about roughly 800 videos. Oh, no, 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 I'm sorry, I'm on the wrong. This is my Lego channel. Yeah, it's got about how many subscribers? I don't even know. 600 maybe. I don't know. I don't keep track of it. I mean, I know some people, they sit there and they watch their numbers, and I don't even really pay attention to it. Subscribers and stuff. I mean, I don't know if it really matters how many subscribers a person has, as long as you have fun doing your videos. Remember the shout out ones. Yes, I do. I still have some of them backed up. Yeah, I still have some of them back up. People were reaching out to me. I think what happened is my channel got popular with some kids at a certain school because a lot of teenagers were reaching out to me asking me to do shout outs for like their girlfriends or something like that. Be silly, say something about my girlfriend, and all that. And I did. But then I think it was just a fad because it went from a lot of people watching and messaging me to basically hardly anybody. I think it was just a thing that kids were getting into in school, my stupid videos and stuff, and maybe some parents saw it and said, "We don't want my kid watching this." There was a class that the teacher said if I made a video, they would play it before a test in their school. So I made a video and I said hi to the teacher and this and that. I don't know if it went over badly. And she said, "Yeah, you kids don't watch this no more, because I wish them luck on their test." And I said a couple stupid things. Nothing bad, mind you, but, just silly things. And like my Bible channel, I haven't done it as much. I did a couple of videos just recently, like one for Christmas and one around there. And I haven't done my Bible channel all that much. And the reason that is because nobody watches the channel. I got like 52 subscribers. And it's like, it's hard to put up videos if nobody's going to enjoy them. I mean, I'm not looking to be monetized. I'm not. But at least some feedback would be nice, if somebody liked the video or whatnot. So it's kind of weird. And call it inside of this lighter. Looking through the windshield. Hillary Clinton fart. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'd be way behind today. Huh? There's so many new politicians and so many things have happened in politics, and I'd have to do my major homework to get caught up with all that. But I do believe what I was told, though, that if I was still making those videos, I would have been canceled. I honestly believe that. I believe people would have been trying to dox me and come after me. I used to say a lot of things about the Somalians here in Lewiston. Some of it was true, some of it was an exaggeration, but nobody can take a joke anymore. I mean, nobody can take a joke. You try to be funny, you try to be witty, and somebody's going to get mad. It's just how it is. So it's like, what do you do? What do you do? Seems like every color yellow is almost the same. They're supposed to be a little different, but they seem a little different. I mean, they seem the same. They're supposed to be a little different. Yeah, so it's like, after a while, the channel just kind of died down, and I started to, you know, do other stuff and do my Lego and do my video games, not just a screaming one. I used to do videos about watching a TV show in particular, and I'd make fun of the show. Like I did a video where I watched the Batwoman trailer for the CW. I'd taken the picture of Ruby Rose and had her face in a toilet and the sound effects and all this stuff. And some people liked it. Some people thought it was crass. My wife being one of them. She didn't think it was all that funny. But again, I'm like a big kid. I'm like a big child. I have humor, potty humor. I find, oh, he flushed the toilet. Oh, it's so funny. You show a piece of poop going down the toilet and people get grossed out. And I'd be laughing, thinking it's hilarious. That kind of thing. I'll put some light blue in there in the background. That's a woman? Yes, yes, that's right. That's a woman. It's funny, I just watched that a couple of weeks ago. I was going through my videos and I happened to see that. That's a woman? That's a woman? Who's that? What was I saying? Who's that? John Connor? She reminded me of John Connor, from Terminator 2. He had the short hair. And well, actually, he had the bangs, didn't he? But it's funny. People just can't handle a joke anymore. And people getting doxxed and canceled left and right. I mean, but there's so much material now I could work with. If I was to do that again, there's so much stuff. But I'd get myself in trouble. I know I would. Who's this big fat bald guy I think he's talking to? Let's find out where he lives and send the cops over to his house and all this stuff. I wonder if you tried doing on TikTok for the Bible stuff to get views. Do you think TikTok? Well, TikTok isn't that like short videos, like a minute, 2 minutes? I mean, if I was gonna do a video that's like 10, 15 minutes, it wouldn't go there, right? I thought TikTok was one, and you film like vertical, right? I don't know if that would fit the format I do because my format, I put pictures and stuff. I don't know if you ever saw my Jeffrey and the Bible channel. That's what it's called, Jeffrey and the Bible. And I don't have a lot of videos. I probably got a good 20, 30 videos on there, I'm guessing, just off the top of my head. I can't remember how many. I do it infrequently because, again, nobody wants to hear about Jesus anymore. Nobody cares about God. I mean, the people that pretty much watch it are people in my church. They use it for Sunday school for the kids and stuff like that. Like one of the teachers from the church told me, yeah, you got to keep doing those. I use them for the kids. Yeah, I wonder if you tried doing it. You can post like 10-minute videos on there, horizontal. Oh, you can. Okay, because every time I see a video from TikTok, it's always vertical. Like you hold the phone like it always reminds you of like a horse looking through blinders, like you're peering like this. I always like things horizontal, and that's what I would like. I would like horizontal. I'm not going to say I don't miss doing the Chunky Jeffrey videos because I do. And sometimes when I do a video game, I'll say something stinks or whatever, you can almost hear me wanting to revert back to doing that. But I'm trying to be a better Christian. I'm trying to be more of a testimony for the Lord. And I know a lot of people don't want to hear about God, and I understand why. I get people, they don't want to hear that. You know, it's like, it's how it is. But I am what I am, I guess, right? But again, I had a lot of fun with the Chunky Jeffrey channel. I really did. And I had a lot of fun. I'd be doing that for hours, just being stupid and making dumb videos and watching them and laughing, showing them my friends would come over. Hey, check this out, you know, something stupid. I made a lot of friends doing that. Well, friends, you know, acquaintances, I should say, right? Acquaintances, you know. Time to get, see how long, an hour and 6 minutes? That's not too bad. There was this one guy, must have been a high schooler. He reached out to me and he's like, "Yeah, can you do a shout out for this girl?" So I did a shout out to her, and you know, a couple jokes, whatever. She reaches out to me and she was so angry that he obviously did this without letting her know, you know. So she was all mad and take that down and blah blah. Okay, I took it down. You know, I wasn't looking to start trouble or anything. It was just he had asked. I thought they were good friends or something, and I guess you know maybe people razzed her about it at school. There's this big fat bald guy, you know. Not so fat anymore. I've lost a lot of weight. I've lost around 50 or so pounds. Right now, I weighed myself tonight. This morning, I was 226, and I had a bit of food today. So the last time I weighed myself, I was 229. It fluctuates 2, 3 pounds during the day. So I've had to buy a lot of new clothes. I mean, I'm not most of the clothes I've been wearing for years are in the basement. I call them my fat clothes. That way, if I ever blow it on this diet, I can just dig them up and bring them upstairs. I got them in bags sealed. I just figure if I can stick with this diet for most of this year now, then maybe I could get rid of them and just. I wouldn't donate them. I'd probably just burn them, to be honest. I mean, us fat people, we wear our clothes into the ground because clothes is so hard to come by for fat people. You know, you go to Walmart. I mean, every the philosophy with fat people in stores like Walmart is if you're fat, you're short. You know, you try to find fat pants with a 33 or a 34 leg, and that doesn't happen. Everyone that's fat is short, apparently. It's just a thing that people think. You know, your retailers, oh, well, they're fat, they're short. There are fat, tall guys. I was one of them, and I'm still kind of heavy, but my thing is, I got a lot of loose skin. If you've ever watched, like, My 600 Pound Life with Dr. Now Zarn, they get people that are really obese, like 600 pounds and up, and they lose weight, and you see all, they got all this saggy baggy skin like the saggy baggy elephant cartoon from the past. It's like that's what I've got. I got a lot of loose skin on my stomach and my legs. I mean, my arms have come down quite a bit. uh oh yeah, this is how this turned out. I'm probably almost done with this, but I need to find a way to put all these pens in something, get them in the right direction here. So I don't want to keep trying to put them in that box. I don't know. Yeah, but it's cool hearing from you. Thoughts on Ozempic? Ozempic. I had Ozempic for a while. I don't have it now. A lot of people say that helps you lose weight, and it can. Yeah. Uh, I started losing weight because I stopped eating because I have a heart condition now, and I need to eat smarter and better because I'm just going to kill myself if I don't. I've had to give up a lot of stress. I've had to take a break from people, not being as close to certain people that cause me stress because I have a heart condition and if people are upsetting me, that's not good for me. I need a stress-free life, and that's kind of what I have now. I keep to myself a lot. I don't get. What am I looking for? There's a pencil there. I keep to myself a lot. I don't go many places. I'm very much a house hermit. I'm home most of the time. If I go somewhere, it's either church, the grocery store, the doctors, or my aunt. That's it. I mean, those are the places I tend to go, and that's pretty much it. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these ones in here, and then, well, these ones I'll have to leave here for now, but I'll get something to put these with. Yeah, so all in all, the coloring in these books is so-so, but could be better. I think a lot of it's the paper and maybe my lack of talent now. Who knows? Yeah, so Ozempic, I'm done, but there's this Manjaro, which is the equivalent. It's a different brand. It does the same thing that Ozempic does. I'm just getting some of these lights here. Ugh, there, I can see better. Oh, Lord. What time is it here, anyways? It is. Where? Where's the clock? 10:21. So I've been there about an hour. Whoops. Oh, what did I do? Hit the wrong thing here. What did I do? What did I do? There we go. Well, I think I'm going to hit the hay. I appreciate you joining me and saying hello. I didn't think I'd see anybody on here, but I appreciate you joining me, and hopefully I'll get to see you again. If you do figure out, like I asked, if you do figure out where those stupid noise videos I did, if somebody's got them up on YouTube or something, send me a link because there's one or so I'm missing, and I kind of wanted to have them, but I'm not going to go and film them again. I'm not going to do that, but I'd like to, get them for the heck of it, just, for giggles, just to see it. But that'll do it for tonight. Again, thank you for stopping in. Keep me company. Talk to you later. Let's see.